All right, welcome in, race fans. Dirt Racing Network's live coverage of the Dirt Sprint Car Championship Series tonight from Volusia Speedway. Looking down through the list at about 50 registered drivers for tonight. Everybody trying to pick up the 100 to win big check. Get in victory lane. Season starting to wind down. Got 3 weeks left in this one before they do the big invitational race with all the past series winners. This year's series winners claim the big championship. Details still getting worked out on that, but I did get a little insight tonight from Brody as he got ready to head for the race control booth for this one tonight. Looking for a great show tonight. About 5 heat races, 4 consolations. We'll find 20 cars, put them into our 30-lap A main. Let these guys wind out their practice here. Get ready for qualifying at our national anthem. All right. Practice is over. Time for that national anthem while they run qualifying. Be back in just a moment.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, drivers completing qualifying right now. It's looking like James Edens, Vinny Sansone, Austin Summerlin, Kendall Tucker, and Rusty Kruger scheduled to start on the pole along with Josh Steinke in each heat race. Give this just a moment to click down here. Go through 5 heat races. 5 heat races now scheduled. 5 heat races, 4 consolation races. We're going to take the top 2 from each and every one of those races. We'll come up with 20 cars. We get ready to go to our feature race. Get down here and get through our starting grid real quick. For the My Race Pass, heat race number 1 on the pole, Swindell Speed Labs driver James Edens. And to his outside, the Tim Sims Ultimate Dirt TV 19 Designs Black Diamond Motorsports. He's from Plymouth, Wisconsin. It's Josh Steinke. Row 2 on the inside, going to be Jarrett Bolliard, the 97 machine. On his outside, another Ultimate Dirt TV Black Diamond Motorsports driver, Ernie Williams in the 91 car. Row 3 on the inside, Kinzer Sim Racing Team, Southern Pacific Farms Wicked Cushion, number 83, Chance Crum, and to his outside, the Casey's General Store, number 4, will be Jason Randolph. Row 4 on the inside, from Gastonia, North Carolina, Jordan Modis, the 242 car. And on his outside, going to be the 52 of Brad Lamberson. In the 5th row on the inside, the Outlaw Racing Wings, Lloyd Racing, Number 27 out of Blanchard, Oklahoma, Chris Lloyd behind the wheel. And to his outside going to be Barry Goldner in the 23 car. And in the final row on the inside, Ashton Higgins in the 69. That's going to be your 11 car starting field. Get a quick look at the 52 machine of James Eden's up on the front row. Josh Steinke in the 80 on his outside. Josh Steinke coming off a pretty good week so far. I know Monday night he swept both races for the Dirt Slingers 360 series. They went to Eldora first. He come home with the feature win, and then he went right back to USA Speedway and picked that up. So Steinke on a little bit of a roll right now. Chance Crum. Couple of pace laps for these guys, and we'll cut them loose here. 8 laps for the heat races. Top 2 transferring to the A-Main. Everybody else is going to have to work through those 4 consolation races I spoke of. And only the top 2 out of each one of those are going to make it through. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Guys, don't forget your likes, your shares, your follows. Start a watch party. Say hi in the chat, whether you're on Twitch, YouTube, or on any of the Facebook pages. I see you in the multi-chat. Sit back and enjoy the racing. I don't know if anybody tuned in to FS1 tonight, but both of those are over. Really good event over there for those guys. We'll pick it up, guys. We'll take it from here. All right, Pace Truck is going to head into the infield right here. We're going to get the My Race Pass heat race started. Edens quickly to the throttle. Green flag flies, and we are underway. James Edens. About 4 car lengths heading down into turn 3 on lap number 1. Ernie Williams tried to get down in there. Bolliard got into him. No cautions coming out here. Williams was able to save the car. I don't think Bolliard was able to grab his up. It looked like Jordan Moses escaped through into the 4th position. But right now, 2 cars at the front. We're looking at Josh Steinke as they come up a lap car. Jason Randolph moving to the high side. James Edens. Oh, car parked right at the exit of turn 2. No caution flags in the heat races. Just keep it going. And I'm sure that's not going to make race control very happy that they just parked right in the center of the track right there. Don't even know who that was for sure. I know the car was blue and white. It looks like Chance Crum's car is on the infield right now. So it's Edens out in front, halfway home with Steinke, Williams, and Moses. And Chris Lloyd are running in the 5th spot. And Lloyd is running down Jordan Moses there. You saw the runoff too. He closed it down, got a little close that time. Tapped the back of the 242 car, and that is going to relegate him back into the clutches of Brad Lamberson. But right now it's all James Edens. 2 to go that time by Steinke, still running in second. Ernie Williams, teammate to Josh Steinke, still chasing him down. He's running 3rd. But they're going to get the white flag. Out of turn 2, down the backstretch. Final time. My Race Pass heat race number 1 coming to a conclusion. James Edens going to pick up the win. Josh Steinke going with him straight to the feature. Apparently Edens has a faster car in the trailer. So heat race 1 in the books. We'll get ready to give you the lineup for heat race number 2. On the pole, the Supermoon number 80, going to be Vinny Sansone. To his outside will be Dylan Simmelman. Row 2 on the inside, 78 machine of Brian Cross, and on his outside, Kyle Atkinson in the 45. Row 3 inside, the Team SETI Sim Styles Dirt Armada from Pittsboro, Indiana, Mason Hannigan, the 1 machine, and on his outside, the 92 PGR team, Ted Brown, Quality Paint and Body, out of Hopstadt, Indiana, Peyton Grease in the 92. James Grace, the 269 inside row number 3, and the 29 of Carter Chevalier. I think that car is not going to, I think it's going to be the 15 car. I think that number changes. It's going to be the 15 car, Carter Chevalier outside row 4. Row 5, from East Petersburg, Pennsylvania, Zach Hollinger in the 9 car. And on the back row, I didn't get Carson Green in there, but on the back row, Glenn Richards in the 53 machine. going to be your final starter. So once again, 11 cars. I do believe the one car, Mason Hannigan, did not make it out to the grid. Don't know what happened to Mason. So we'll have 10 cars vying for the top 2 spots. Sansone and Semmelman off our front row. Put 2 more into the feature. Put everybody else and spread them out in the consolation races. And let them fight for a spot. Well, thanks for listening in, Cody. Hope you're enjoying the show, buddy. No April Fool's jokes for me today, I promise. I have done that to everybody all day long, and I am April Fooled out. So, going green out of turn 4 this time. The Glenn Richards Studios heat race number 2. Waiting for that pace truck to make the hard left and Sansone to stand on the throttle right here. There it is. Sansone was on the throttle right about the time the flag man waved the green flag, and he's going to have the lead into 1 and 2. Dylan Semmelman able to run the middle, hold off Ryan Cross the mobile. Sponsored number 78 machine sitting there in third, and it is too wide behind him. Atkinson and James Grace were battling right there. Now it's a 3-car battle. Bring Peyton Grease into that. He's in the 55 tonight, not in the 92, and I know why. And there he is into a crash. He and Kyle Atkinson getting together. Sansone and Semmelman have traded spots while we were watching that. Now Brian Cross right on the push bar. Tried to peek on the inside of Sansone. He's there going down into 1. Don't think he's going to get it done that time. Sansone had the momentum line. Cross going to just keep staying there. Oh, left front touches the wall. That's going to settle things at least for a lap or 2. Put Sansone cleanly into second. Cross back to third. James Grace got away from those 2 cars tangling just a little bit ago. The 269 machine sitting in 4th, and Zach Hollinger now running in the 5th spot. But out front, 0.4 of a second ahead. Going to have 2 to go this time out of turn 4. The 81 machine, Dylan Semmelman. Still Sansone in second. Cross has not really made up much of the ground he lost by tapping his left front on the inside wall down in turns 3 and 4 a little bit ago. But now the white flag, Dylan Semmelman off turn 2 for the final time. He'll head down into turns 3 and 4. Looks like he's going to pick up the Glenn Richards Studios heat race win. He's going to take Vinny Sansone into the feature with him. Everybody else be relegated to those battles in the consolation races coming up as soon as we finish heats. All right, get ready to grid out the guys for heat race number 3. Scott King Designs, 19 Design, Tony Stewart Racing. Out of Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, Dylan Semmelman. The 18 machine going to be on the pole for you on the outside. Glenn Reinhardt in the 19 car. Row 2 on the inside, Swindell Speed Labs driver. I do believe Adam Elby is not in the 50. He's in the 52 car, not the 74. He will start the 3rd spot. Brandon Steele, the 5 machine, steelcycles.com. On the outside of him, row 3 on the inside. The 47 car, Garrett Pepiot to his outside. Michael Heileman, the Wicked Energy Gum, number 911. Row 4 on the inside, Ty Williams in the 43. And on the outside, Liquid Nitro Racing out of Menominee, Wisconsin. It's Jimmy Mars in the 48 car. In the 5th row, Cody Batt in the 71. Bryce Lucius, the 32, inside out. And only 10. Jimmy Mars did not make the call. So we will not see the 48 machine out there. So 9 cars vying for the top 2 spots. New paint design on the 5 car, Brandon Steele. Everybody ready to punch it and go here. Heat race number 3. Brody Wilhelm Inc. heat race. Semmelman just waiting for the pace truck to clear the surface. He punches the throttle. Good start. Green flag in the air. Man, did he catch those guys fully asleep behind him, and he is going to escape turn 2, 6, 7 car lengths and stretching it out down the backstretch. Battles for second. Reinhardt on the inside. Elby was up on the top side. Elby going to be able to hang on. Comes away with second at the end of lap 1. Give it to him in lap 2. Glenn Reinhardt in third. Brandon Steele is fourth. Bryce Lucius is fifth, but Lucius getting hounded by the 911 of Michael Heileman. Then Batten, Pepiot, and Ty Williams will watch the race at the front. Down to about 5 car lengths now. Elby starting to run Semmelman down. Oh, big mistake there in 3 and 4, and he gives up a couple more car lengths. So it's still Semmelman, Elby, Reinhardt. Now Reinhardt got his hands full. Steele took a peek going down into 1, but he couldn't get the car inside and move him up off the line. Brandon Steele sits in 4th. Glenn Reinhardt runs in the 3rd spot. Adam Elby, Dylan Semmelman. That gap not shrinking any. 2 laps to go that time by. White flag over the field. Semmelman still out in front. Elby, Reinhardt, Steele, Lucius, your top 5. But he'll pick up the win. The Brody Wilhelm heat race number 3. Austin Semmelman, Dylan Semmelman's already in, so his brother coming with him to the feature. Adam Elby going with them. Everybody else, get your boxing gloves. We're going to go Concy racing here in just a little bit. Starting grid for the All-Star Visuals. Heat race number 4 on the pole. Swindell Speed Labs driver out of Mount Airy, North Carolina. The double aught, Kendall Tucker. On his outside, the Napa Auto Parts Wicked Energy Gum. Slick Sim Sports, a driver out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We call him the Hulk. It's David Heileman. Row 2. Inside, the Cadillac Man, the 110, Kevin Hanley out of Albany, New York. And on his outside, the number 12 car of Lance Loomis. Row 3 on the inside. Trey Schmidt, the 22 machine, and to his outside, the Bud Dog Racing, number 35 out of Warrensburg, Illinois, Hayden Harvey. Row 4 on the inside going to be the 28 of Michael Sellers. On his outside, Evan Offit. Matt Inman inside of row number 5 with Wyatt Brown on his outside. And that's your 10-car field. All 10 cars actually in the field. So 8 more heat racing laps. Top 2 to the feature. Everybody else going to go fight it out dog style in our consolations. And we'll take the top 2 from each one of those. Everybody getting their good fix of iRacing, dirt racing these days with all the lockups and lock-ins and safe at home and all the other good stuff that we're going through right now. Sure know I've seen a whole lot more lately. All right, ready to go green this time. 4th heat race of the evening. Tucker and Heileman on the front row. Pace truck, hard left. Big throttle, green flag. Front row got a great start together. Good drag race to get to turn 1. Right now it looks like Tucker gonna hang on to that. Heileman right behind. Kevin Hanley tucked in neatly behind them. Trey Schmidt in 4th, and Michael Sellers now sitting in the 5th spot. Keeping our eye on these top 3 very close to each other. One mistake, spots could change that quick. Looks like everybody moving the line up a little bit higher, a little bit higher. Pretty soon there'll be one at the wall and one at the inside wall. Probably about the time we get through that second consolation race. Right now, one lane right below the marbles. Halfway home, heat race number 4. Still Tucker, Heileman, Hanley, Schmidt, and Sellers. Hayden, Harvey, then Inman, Brown, Offit, and Loomis already in the infield. These guys are going to go through turns 3 and 4. They'll get 2 to go signal from the flagman right here. Hanley still hanging right in there with these guys, looking for the mistake out of one of them. See if he can capitalize and jump on one of those transfer spots. But he is now down to 4 more corners. White flag in the air. Tucker starting to get away from Heileman just a little bit now. Hanley was close. Don't think he's going to have enough to get there this time, and it looks like Kendall Tucker's going to pick up the win. Heat race number 4. David Heileman going to run on second. He's going straight to the feature with him. Everybody else into the consolation races. And we're 1 heat race away from witnessing those. Our 5th and final heat race. This is the Wicked Cushion Esports heat race. On the pole, the Fast 4 Media JST Swindale Speed Labs machine out of Loomis, California. The 55 car, Rusty Kruger. Logan Rumsey going to start in behind him. Or to his outside, excuse me. Row 2 on the inside, the Ultimate Dirt TV, Black Diamond Motorsports out of Warrensburg, Missouri. The 10 car, Brian Scheidt. The 888 car, Corey Wenzel going to start outside row number 2. Row 3, Stephen Golder. The 30 car, Josh Walton, going to be on his outside. In the 4th row on the inside, the 123 of Tyler LaPointe to his outside. Oklahoma boy Carson Meek, the 15 car. Gage Stevens, the 51, inside of row number 5, and Alex Rupert going to start on his outside. All 10 cars in the field. The final 8 heat racing laps coming up. We'll have 10 cars locked into our feature. Don't we all, Mr. Campbell? Don't we all? Or Logan Rumsey up there seeing if there's anything up there in the marbles that he can use. Sure, he was paying attention to the last heat race where those guys were just running that one lane right below all those marbles. Got to find a way to make a move. Got to find something somewhere. Otherwise, you're going to ride around in a train on this thing. All right, waiting for that pace truck and Kruger to punch the throttle.
Green, green, green.
Green flag came out pretty early on that one. I think all the drivers were asleep for that. They were side by side when they started to turn off into 1 and 2, and Kruger comes out of turn 2 with the lead. Rumsey right behind, but here comes Wenzel. Wenzel setting in 3rd. Josh Walton trying to get around him, the black 81 machine there. Keep our eyes on these front 2 for a minute because this is a pretty close battle. Before we go back down through the field here. Kruger, Rumsey, Wenzel, then Ryan Scheidt now up to 4th. Got around Josh Walton. Walton back to 5th. Carson Meek. Rupert. Big shuffle right there. Goldner went around LaPointe. Now LaPointe going to get challenged again. Contact. 2-3 cars making contact. Gage Stevens and Tyler LaPointe right there. Going to relegate those guys to probably being out of this thing and having to work through the consies. Already down to 3 laps to go. Kruger still in front of Rumsey. Wenzel still right there within striking distance. Rumsey wiggled out of 4. That closed the gap a little bit. I don't think Wenzel's going to have enough to make any kind of serious move right here. Slide job coming in turns 3 and 4. Didn't get it in there good enough. He's going to have to give it back with the white flag waving. One more shot to get him. Rumsey now closing in on Kruger right here. Into 3 and 4. Kruger up to the middle. Rumsey brushed the wall. Couldn't get there, but he finishes second. Right behind Rusty Kruger. So those two into the feature. Wenzel and company. We'll see you guys in just a moment in the first of our 4 consolation races. So the first of our 4 consolation races getting ready to grid out here on the front stretch. It's going to be Ernie Williams and Corey Wenzel. You just saw Wenzel in heat race number 5. They'll be on the front row. Schmidt and Lucius in row 2. Row 3 going to be Chevalier and Bolliard. Goldner and Brown in row 4. And in row 5 going to be Ty Williams and Glenn Richards. 10 cars, 12 laps. Top 2 moving on. Everybody else will be done for the evening. First of 4 consolation races. Guys, don't forget, tomorrow night, tune in. Mike Peterson will be in the booth with you. Dirt Slingers. Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw Series. Friday night, iRacing Fast Series. These guys doing a 4-week test series. At the end of the 4 weeks, they're going to put the champion, going to give him an opportunity to go get in a 305 sprint car with the, I believe it's the Upper Midwest Sprint Series. That'll be Friday night, 8:30 Eastern. For the next 4 weeks. And then on Saturday, live coverage of the Dirt Slingers birthday bash, their 3rd birthday, 3 full years of dirt racing for Dirt Slingers. Be sure to tune in for that. They're going to have some fun stuff to do. Have a bunch of the drivers in for some racing. Well, we are ready to go green right here. First of 4 consolation races. Ernie Williams on the throttle. Green flag in the air. Only the top 2 will remain to race in our feature. And Wenzel got a little bit of contact from Schmidt getting down into turn 2 there. Try to keep our eye right here on this battle for the last transfer. Schmidt clipped the wall on the inside. That's going to move him back. Lucius got around him. He gathered the car up, but he's got Chevalier on the inside, and he is trying to keep him down low. Ernie Williams caught the fence. Those guys had to try to move around. Let's go back and take a look at that. This is right after the contact down there in turns 1 and 2, and they were just right in there. And Ernie Williams just lost the car going down into 3 and 4. When everybody tried to move up for him, that just put guys right in the fence. So that shakes up the complexion of this one real quickly. It's going to put Wenzel out in front of Bryce Lucius. Stephen Goldner in 3rd, and Glenn Richards back in 4th. Ernie Williams gathered the car up. He is 6th behind Wyatt Brown, but a long ways back and not a lot of time to get there. They're going to be halfway this time out of turn 4. Yeah, I think you're right, buddy. I got that message. I think that's why. Keep Corey Wenzel your leader now. 5 to go that time. Bryce Lucius still second. They got a pretty good gap over Goldner. Williams is running down Brown, but that is a long ways from 6th to 2nd. He was the leader, went down into 3 and 4, clipped the inside fence, got the car all out of shape, caused a couple other guys to find the outside fence, trying to avoid him. Now relegated back to a 6th place running position with 3 laps to go. Wenzel, half a second in front of Lucius. Only the top two transferring through. And Corey Wenzel's going to see the white flag out of turn number 4 one more time around for him, and he'll be going to the A main to race for the big check and the $100 cash prize. So Corey Wenzel, Bryce Lucius going to finish 1-2. They're going to move on. Richards, Brown, Williams, Bolliard, Chevalier, Schmidt, and Ty Williams all done for the evening. Well, Poppy didn't get it done that time, buddy, but I've seen him get it done plenty in the past. We know why Ernie runs the cushion now, because that inside wall just seems to jump out and bite him right on the butt. We swear that thing moves around on you on purpose. It really doesn't, but they swear it does. All right. Consolation race number 2. Top 2 get a transfer to the A-main. Everybody else done for the night on the pole. Brian Cross, the 78 machine, to his outside. Jordan Moses, the 242. Row 2 on the inside. Ryan Scheidt in the 10. Michael Sellers will be on the outside of him in the 28 car. 911 of Michael Holloman inside of row 3 with Carson Green, the 5 car on his outside. Row 4 going to be the 4 car of Jason Randolph, the 11 of Alex Rupert. And in the 5th row, be Evan Offit on the inside of that row. The 48 of Mars not making any of the calls tonight. Missed his heat race. Going to miss his consolation race. Yeah. Yeah, well, I've hit those things several times myself, Scott. Just trying to hug down in there and keep it in that moisture. And that one big yellow implement tire right there, I don't know. I think it moves sometimes. Not sure. But it has caught my left rear I don't know how many times. All right. Going green out of turn 4 this time. Cross and Moses on the front row. Top 2 will remain at the end of 12 laps. Everybody else will be done for the night. And we'll have 2 of our 4 consolation races in the books. Oh, big start. Pace truck wasn't quite off, but they got a great start. And Moses timed it perfect, and he's got the lead coming out of 2. Cross. 78 machine now under fire. Sellers and Scheidt all over each other and him. Now a couple of car lengths of breathing room for Brian Cross as he settles into second, trying to run Jordan Moses back down. Michael Sellers, the 15 machine, right there, running in the 3rd spot, and Ryan Scheidt in the 10 car in the 4th spot. All 4 of these cars very close to each other still, as we've completed 3 of the 12 scheduled. Now Sellers trying to move Cross up off the bottom. Showed him the right front tire. Still the same order after 4. Now to the outside, Sellers. Trying to get up in the marbles, find a little speed up there. Didn't work that time. He's under attack. Ryan Scheidt on the inside. Now they single file out. Moses went to the bottom on the exit of turn 4. Everybody working right below the marbles in 1 and 2. Jordan Moses goes in the middle, comes out on the bottom. 5 laps to go that time. And Brian Cross now has closed the gap. Tried to show the right front tire on the inside of the 242 car. Moses stayed up to the top, gets a little bit of breathing room. Inside, Sellers tried to get Cross. Those two almost making contact, and Sellers thinks better of it. Back out. Puts him back to 3rd now. Slide job through 3 and 4. There goes Cross. Cross had the lead at the line, but now Moses with the slide job off of turn 2. He's got the lead. Big slider. No crossover that time for Moses as Sellers was there. 2 to go. 5-car battle at the front now. Michael Heileman joined the fray. Moses makes a mistake. That lets Sellers around the top side. Cross now with plenty of breathing room on the white flag lap. Sellers, Moses, and Scheidt all fighting for it. And Scheidt goes around Moses on the high side. Now goes to the inside, clips the wall. It's going to be Cross and Sellers into the feature. Everybody else done for the evening. Great battle there the last few laps. Jordan Moses with just too many mistakes. And he went from the penthouse to the outhouse, and he is going home for the evening. So our third consolation race going to grid out here. It's going to be Glenn Reinhardt and James Grace on the front row. Chris Lloyd and Josh Walton in row 2. Row 3, Hayden Harvey, Cody Batten. Row 4, Peyton Grease and Ashton Higgins. Gage Stevens and Lance Loomis in row 5. And on the back row by himself, the 83 car Chance Crum. I don't think Crum is going to make the call. I think he and race control had a little bit of discussion after he parked the car on the exit of turn 2 in the first heat race, right up in the center of the track, and I think they may have politely asked him to pack his stuff up. Yeah, Scott, it looks like the track is staying pretty tacky, and it looks like those marbles really aren't moving up very far, and those guys are running right up there trying to push it up just a little bit further. It looked like each one of the heat races, the last couple heat races and the first 2 consolation races, but track looks like it's holding up very well. It's going to be very racy for a while here. But Scott, without race control, we'd just be racing with the animals, wouldn't we? All right, lights off on the pace truck. Going to go green out of turn 4 this time. Reinhardt and Grace going to get us started. Top 2 to the feature. Everybody else done for the night. Pace truck heading in. Reinhardt's on the throttle. Green flag. Reinhardt got a pretty good jump on James Grace there. Grace looks like he's going to have his hands full with Walton here as they head down into turn 3 and 4 for the first time. Make it Reinhardt, Grace, and Walton your top 3. Peyton Grease trying to work his way into the 4th spot. He goes around Hayden Harvey. Keep him in 4th. He's got 2 more cars he's got to get around, and Josh Walton was fast in his heat race. Just couldn't get close enough to steal one of the transfer spots. Right now, Glenn Reinhardt in front of James Grace. Go on board on the helmet cam from James Grace and watch him try to chase down Glenn Reinhardt. Plenty of mud on the helmet camera right now. Oh, Reinhardt with a big slip right there in turn 4, and that allowed Grace to close the gap. So halfway this time by. Still Reinhardt and Grace 1-2. Josh Walton has closed the gap up there just a little bit, starting to put some pressure on the 269 machine. He got right to the push bar that time in the center of turns 3 and 4. He's getting real good drive across the center of turns 3 and 4, better than James Grace. Just got to figure out how he's going to make the move. 4 laps to go that time by. Peyton Grease now up here going to battle for 3rd with Walton. If he's going to transfer through to the feature, he's going to have to figure out how to get around 2 unless these 2 make contact like that. Now maybe 2 for 1 slide job in turn 1 and 2. There goes Grease. Taking from 4th to 2nd, but Walton not ready to give it up. Grease protects that slider line down into 3 and 4. 2 to go that time. Reinhardt comfortably in front. Peyton Grease made a great move to get from 4th to 2nd. Josh Walton, James Grace, and Hayden Harvey. Now Hayden Harvey trying to battle around Walton, and he's got it that time. 1 lap to go. Glenn Reinhardt out in front of Peyton Grease. We're watching Grease right here to see if he can hang on and transfer to the feature. Big slide job in 3 and 4 into the outside wall. But Reinhardt and Grease going to transfer through. Everybody else done for the night. Saw that haymaker from way back there, and it didn't work out. He just destroyed a car. We'll get ready to move on to our 4th and a final consolation race of the evening. Helmet cam was so dirty. We better get somebody in there to try to clean that thing up before we do helmet cam again. All right, it's going to be the Cadillac Man, Kevin Hanley, and Brandon Steele on the front row of the final consolation race. Zach Hollinger, Brad Lamberson, row 2. Carson Meek inside row 3 with Matt Inman on the outside. Row 4, Garrett Pepiot inside, Kyle Atkinson outside. And in the 5th and final row, going to be Barry Goldner and Tyler LaPointe. Final 2 cars to transfer through and give us our feature field. Once they do that, we'll have about a 2-minute intermission. And we'll get ready to go 30 green flag laps for our feature race here tonight. $100 up for grabs, a big check, and a spot in the Invitational. Coming up on, let's see, that'll be the 30th, I believe. I can look real quick here. 29th, on the 29th of April. All right, we're going to go green out of turn number 4 this time. Hanley and Steele. Looks like we're missing 2 cars, so we'll have a 9 of our 11. Only 2 will survive. Pace truck is in. Green flag is out. Final consolation race of the evening underway. Big contact back there in turn 1. Somebody clipped the inside wall, and I'm not sure who it was, but I think they got away cleanly because everybody, no, they did not. Zach Hollinger's car up against the inside wall, and he'll be done for the night. Real early in the final consolation race. It's Hanley out in front of Steele by a good distance, half a second right now. Garrett Pepiot in 3rd. Brad Lamberson and Matt Inman 4th and 5th. Up here, watch Brandon Steele for just a second. Get a look off the suspension cam this time. It's not the helmet cam, but at least this one's clean. Watching Brandon Steele try to run down the Cadillac Man, Kevin Hanley. Five down, 7 to go. Final consolation races. Hanley comfortably in front. Pepiot tried the slider line, didn't make up 1 inch that time. But he is searching around for anything he can do. He gains ground on the entry, but he loses every bit of it from the center out. Brandon Steele still hanging on to second place with 5 to go that time by. Pepiot starting to close the gap a little at a time. I don't know if he's going to run out of laps before he gets there to make a real challenge out of this. That time he lost a lot of ground off of turn 2. I think he spun it just a little bit coming out, getting across that slick. 3 to go for Hanley. Battle looks like it's shaping up for second. Brandon Steele runs in through the middle, off a little bit wider, right up by the marbles. Pepiot is going in low, trying to use the slider line to get there. He almost got there that time. White flag in the air. Kevin Hanley way out in front of this one. Looks like he's going to the feature. We'll see if Brandon Steele can hang on. Steele around the high side. Here comes Pepiot. One last-ditch effort with the slide job. Pepiot not able to stick it in there the way he wanted to, but he comes out of turn 4 and snatches the spot right at the line. It's Hanley and Pepiot going to the feature. Brandon Steele nipped right before the line. He'll be done for the evening. Good drive for the 47 machine to pick that spot up. He went down to the inside, found the grip at the right time. So our field is set for our feature race. These guys are going to get about 2 minutes of warm-up, and while they're doing that, we want to show you this. Huge thank you to Mr. Tim Nichols over at Tim Sims. Does a lot for the iRacing dirt community. Does a ton for the Dirt Racing Network. Very good man. Couldn't do a lot of things that we do with a lot of the fan giveaways from the network without his help. Guys, if you're watching tonight and you have won one of the fan packs this week, please come to the page, Dirt Racing Network, on Facebook. Private message us through the page and let us know. Mike has a list, but we don't have all the addresses. So if you're one of the prize pack winners for this week and you haven't sent us your address, we need you to do that. Can't mail it out if we don't know where to send it. 30 seconds left in the warm-up session. These guys out here, and they are trying to move that cushion up wider and wider. If they can get that cushion to go all the way to the fence, especially in 3 and 4. It'll be some good 2-lane racing when we get down to that set of corners. All right, warm-up session wrapping up. I'm going to get these guys gridded out here. 30 green flag laps. On the pole is going to be James Edens, Dylan Semmelman on his outside. Austin Semmelman inside row 2, so the Semmelman brothers starting second and third here. Kendall Tucker going to start 4th. Rusty Kruger in the 5th spot. Josh Steinke starting 6th. I said before, Josh has been on a hot streak. We'll see if he can continue that. Vinny Sansone inside row number 4 with Adam Elby on his outside. David Heileman, the Hulk, row 5 on the inside. Logan Rumsey to his outside. Corey Wenzel, Brian Cross going to make up the inside out on row number 6. Row 7. Glenn Reinhardt and Kevin Hanley, the Cadillac man. Bryce Lucius inside of row number 8 with Michael Sellers to his outside. And Peyton Grease inside the back row. And the last lap thief, Garrett Pepiot, with a great move to steal a starting spot. And tonight's feature is going to start dead on the field, but he did make it through. Yeah, that looks good, Scott. I like it. I don't know, man. There are too many. I mean, Kendall Tucker's in here. Edens is in here. Like I said before, Steinke has just been on an absolute tear lately. He's in here. Tell you what I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing row 4 at all in this race. Sansone and Elby. Neither one of them in here in this feature. So we're already down to 16 cars with the entire 4th row missing the call for the feature race. I'll look a little closer when I get done here with this, and then I'll PM you, Scott. But that what I did see, it looks pretty good. All right, green this time out of turn 430. Green flag laps, caution laps not counting in this feature. It's time for the Dirt Sprint Car Championship Series feature. Green flag is in the air. It is race time. Edens right out in front of Austin Selman. Dylan Selman to the top side. Austin Selman, the white and pink car. Dylan, the black and red one. And Dylan's going to come away at the end of lap 1 with second place. Move Austin back to third. Kendall Tucker, Josh Steinke from 6th to 5th. Steinke now probably going to settle in, start working his way closer to these guys and picking them off when he has the opportunities. Not afraid to hang it high on the outside right there. Stay on the top shelf and see what he can do with the momentum. David Heileman running in 6th. Logan Rumsey, Brian Cross, Corey Wenzel, and the Cadillac man, Kevin Hanley, rounding out your top 10. But right behind him, the rest of the field, all 18 cars, still very close in this one. Edens about a half second in front of Dylan Semmelman, Kendall Tucker, then Austin Semmelman. Josh Steinke now around the top side. Moves Steinke at least temporarily into third. He goes and covers the inside a little bit. He's going to make Semmelman give him the spot, and Heileman might come with him. Moves Steinke to fourth as Tucker now got around Dylan Semmelman off turn 2 for second. But Semmelman going to come right back around, slide job in 3 and 4. Edens now on the bottom, and there's contact on the exit of 4. Tucker way out of shape. That's going to give Steinke room to get around. Move the 80 car into third. So Edens out in front, almost 6/10 over Dylan Selman. Then Josh Steinke, Kendall Tucker settles into fourth. And then it's a little bit back to Logan Rumsey, Austin Semmelman, Brian Cross, David Heileman. That's a good battle, those 4 cars. Back towards the front. Gap slowly starting to shrink. About a half a tenth a lap. Under a half second now. Dylan Semmelman starting to close in on James Edens. Josh Steinke still in third. Kendall Tucker closing in on him. Double O car was out of shape about 4 or 5 laps ago. He's gathered it, took a breath. Now he's trying to run down the 80 machine in front of him. Semmelman all over Edens. Slide job in 1 and 2. Didn't make it stick. Edens saw it coming, was able to cross him over. Keep Edens at the point. Right up against the fence. Through 3 and 4, still Edens, Semmelman, and Steinke. Steinke's going all the way off the top shelf almost. Put the right rear in the fence. He's out of shape. Tucker now has the line to the outside. Steinke tries the slider line in 3 and 4. Holds the spot, but this time Tucker's got him going into 1 and 2 as Steinke got a little out of shape. These two going to drag race for third right here. Good battle for a podium spot. Tucker puts it up on the fence, comes down. He's going to be out of shape. That may trigger caution. May not. He may have got that thing back up underneath him with the throttle. No, there it is. I have lost sight of that car. Let these guys get cycled through here. Figure out what our top 10 looks like here real quick. It looks like it's going to be Eden Semmelman, Tucker is not up there at the front right now. Kendall Tucker's car is showing in the 4th spot. So Steinke is around him. Then Rumsey, Austin Solomon, Heileman, Elby, Cross, and Hanley. All those look to be correct. So it looks like Tucker got that car gathered up. Well, maybe not. That car might be broken or he's going to the back. Yeah, he is going to the back of the field right now. David Heileman's car in the infield. Vinny Sansone is going to be just in front of Kendall Tucker. So we almost to the halfway point before we caught the first caution. Good run. A lot of battling was shaping up. Front 2 were going at it. 3rd and 4th going at it. All right, looks like these guys are forming it up here. Giving a lot of space to that pace truck. Pace truck heading in, restart.
Green, green, green.
16 laps to go. Gonna see the halfway point the next time around. Selman a little wiggly off the top of turn 2, and here comes Austin Selman in. Slide job on Steinke, didn't get it there. Looks like Dylan Selman's car just a little skating on the exit of 4. So the exits of the corners may be giving Dylan Selman a little bit of trouble here. So Eden's comfortably out in front. Still Dylan Selman in 2nd. Josh Steinke 3rd. Austin Selman in 4th. And Logan Rumsey running in the 5th spot. Try to keep the top 3 on the screen here. Looks like that cushion's starting to get rough up there in the center of turns 3 and 4. You see that black 81 car kind of bouncing around as he goes through the middle of the corner, running right there with the right rear up against that pile. Big bounce. That time he comes down away from it. Now Steinke has given up 3rd and given up 4th. Steinke's car looks like maybe it is broken. He has fallen way back. Now there he is. He's showing back up there. For a second, I could not find him in the standings at all there, but he is back to 4th. Austin Semmelman got around him, so it's now Eden's Semmelman 1, 2, 3. But Dylan Semmelman around the top there. You see that big bounce from that 81 car, but man, he did not lose any speed. He is tearing the cushion up, trying to get first away from James Eden's. Not going to do it this time. And Edens comes up and covers that line on the exit of turns 3 and 4. Now the slide job in 1 and 2. Short slider that time. Semmelman trying to find momentum on the exit, but Edens had the bite on the bottom. 8 to go this time out of turn 4. Still Edens out in front, but a great battle shaving up. These guys can keep this up for the next 8 laps. Probably going to come down to a photo finish. James Edens still to the point. Semmelman, big trouble in 3 and 4. He might have broken that car. That car does not look like it's sitting right. It doesn't look like it's tracking right for sure. And caution on the speedway. Corey Wenzel's car. See what happened to the 888 machine back here. It looks like he's running at about 13th. Oh, big contact between he and... I'm not sure who that was that he had contact with, but that's going to give everybody a chance to breathe. And I don't know, maybe now that car's not at speed, it looks like maybe it is sitting better. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's over on the right rear just a little bit. Doesn't look like it's leaning quite right. Not sure if Semmelman's car is broken or not, but he's still sitting in second. He's going to have 6 laps to figure out if that car is still competitive. Got his brother right behind him. Josh Steinke behind that. Then Logan Rumsey. Michael Sellers, Kevin Hanley, Glenn Reinhardt, Garrett Pepiot, and Peyton Grease rounding out your top 10. That was Tucker and that was Tucker that got into it with that mess back there that brought out the caution. Guys, as always, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Don't forget the likes, the shares, the follows. If you're on any of the other pages except for the Dirt Racing Network over here on Facebook, please come by. Give us a like, a share, and a follow. If you're on YouTube or Twitch, subscribe to us so you know when we go live, or follow us. Rest of the week, racing right here live every night, tomorrow night, 9 Eastern. Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw Series. Friday night, the iRacing Fast Series. That's going to be a 4-week series with the winner getting a shot to ride in a 305 wing sprint car. And then Saturday night, the Dirt Slingers Birthday Bash. But 6 laps still on the board here. Dirt Sprint Car Championship Series is back underway. Semmelman on Semmelman action right there. And I think Dylan Semmelman's car really is damaged, as he went from second to fourth before we could get off of turn 2. Josh Steinke with the slide job around both Semmelmans that time. He had it at the line, but not by much, as Austin Semmelman now back around him into second. Trying to keep our eyes right here on this podium spot. Dylan Semmelman, big drive down the backstretch. It's hard to tell if that car is broken or if he just had a really bad start, but man, he almost made up 2 spots. And now Steinke into Austin Semmelman down into turn 1. With 4 laps to go, now around on the inside, moves Steinke to second. Dylan Semmelman is third. Austin Semmelman fourth. Good drive through turns 1 and 2. Josh Steinke hanging on 7. James Eden's over 2 seconds ahead of this guy. He's going to see the 2 to go this time right there. Here comes Steinke, and Austin Semmelman is into third ahead of his brother, Garrett Pepiot. From 18th, now battling for the 4th spot with Dylan Semmelman, Logan Rumsey, Kevin Hanley. Pepiot's got it right now out of turn 4. Final lap. This time, James Eden's already down into turns 3 and 4. He's going to pick up another victory in the series. 52 car to the winner's circle. Josh Steinke going to come home second. Austin Semmelman is third. Dylan Semmelman is fourth. Kevin Hanley into fifth. Rumsey came home behind that. And we'll run through the official standings here in just a minute. But right now, James Eden's your winner tonight. Get ourselves set back up here for just a second. Every time I take it off his car, it goes away. So I'm just going to leave it alone. We'll put the banner up for James Edens. We'll wait to see who all comes in to the channel to have a chat with us. Second place, Josh Steinke, already ready to go. There's James Edens. We'll see if Austin Semmelman makes his way in here. Good racing action tonight, guys. Very, very much appreciate everybody tuning in. And like I said, plenty of racing action the rest of the week, all the way into the weekend. Be sure you give us the like, the share, the follow, and you'll know when we're going live. Have Mike Peterson on the mic with you tomorrow night for the Dirt Slinger Series, and I'll be back on Friday night. And one or both of us will be back on Saturday. Be a rare appearance for both of us to do anything. That, I think, is going to be a little loosely covered. I don't think we're going to be officially covered. You're going to get to hear some of the chatter down the pits with the drivers It's just kind of a celebration, and we're going to, just randomly take guys and talk to them about their experience and their time with that league. Spend some time racing with them. You'll get to see a whole bunch of how things go. Hopefully the guys will keep it clean for you. We'll work real hard on that. Well, it doesn't look like Mr. Simmelman's going to make it in, so we are going to go ahead and we're going to find Josh Steinke here, see if we can talk to him about his good run tonight. He's been on a tear lately. Josh Steinke, you there, buddy?
Yes, I got you, Roger.
Man, you've been on fire this week. You win both on Monday night. I'm not exactly sure, but you had to do pretty well last night. And then tonight, man, a good run. You get all the way up to second there, man. Talk to us about this race tonight and how the track changed and what you had to do to work your way up there to a good, solid second-place finish.
I just been putting in a lot of laps. That's really all it is. I've been I back to 4 or 5 days a week where I'm just putting in laps, getting consistent, running as much leagues and officials as possible, and just dialing your groove. The setups or the build is a little different than I've always been used to. But I finally whipped up a setup. Just all this practice, you finally find the little tweaks that you need to make it drivable for yourself and just make it fast. Qualified 6th. That's pretty good for a 410 race for me. I'm normally mid-pack. I just never been able to find that tacky setup. Did good work here. Maybe I just found the line. And was able to drive it all the way up to second place tonight, and I'm really happy about that. I knew the car was going to be fast. I knew I had it handling good all over the track. It was just whether or not if I could get off the throttle enough to get as much bite as I could out of the car, because it gets slick, and especially with 410 horsepower behind you, definitely need to be all throttle control, and especially running the middle there. I know James is running it perfect, and that's just kind of followed his line, and I had my car just working. It felt great. I was pushing as hard as I wanted it to, and was able to take home second and I was just really happy with it, with the amount of competition that's in this league.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, with the level of competition that runs here on this Wednesday night series, a podium finish is really good, but to get out there and work through traffic and, have to try to chase these guys down most of the time, the mindset's got to be that you just got to focus on what you're doing and let everything else kind of come to you, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's just it. I ended up staying back and forth. The two guys in front of me were duking it out. Or battling it out for third, second place for a while, and then I single filed in the fourth, and I knew those guys were just going to get into it. You could just tell how close they were running and how similar of a line they were, and just be patient, stay on their butt, and don't force anything. And once you see the right moment where one of them gets a little too sideways, where you can split the gap, or if they both mess up, and just able to take both of them over, and also just hit your marks as much as you can. And I was able to find that pretty much. It worked out exactly the way I wanted it to. And yeah, I'm happy with second.
All right, man. Well, a fantastic run. I want you to tell us about who helps you get it done, and we'll let you go celebrate.
I'd like to thank guys at Black Diamond. We've been really butting heads lately and finally figuring out what works on what track and what just works in each single car, 360s, 410s, and all over. And it really shows what we did tonight. And I'd like to thank Brett at UDTV. Drew at 19 Designs does a great job on paint jobs for our team. Tim Nichols at Tim's Dirt Track Simulators. Roger, you putting on for broadcast. I bet this is going to be a great one to watch. Thank you very much. And also Brody Wilhelm for putting on the league. This is a great league, strong competition, and it was a lot of fun racing. That feature track was very racy and multi-lane, and it really just had you searching for bite, and I was really happy the way it turned out. And I'd like to thank all the fans and family watching at home, and I hope they enjoyed it.
All right, man. Well, congratulations again. Thanks for talking with us. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow night.
Yep, thanks, Roger. Yeah, I'll see you there.
Your second place finisher, Josh Steinke. We have now tracked him down. We have him in hand. We're not going to let him go just yet. Austin Simmelman, are you there, buddy?
Yeah, I am.
All right, man. Well, third place. You hung around the top 5 pretty much the entire race, man. Talk to us about this race, this feature here, all the changes it went through and how hard it was to battle just to come home on the podium.
Yeah, it was a fight. I wasn't very good at all. The car was really bad, really loose. Just tried a couple different things that I've been messing with and just see what would happen there. Kind of got stuck on the bottom in the beginning, and everybody trained me on the top, so I had to get back in line and work my way forward. So happy to get third, not what we wanted, but that's racing, and we'll learn from what we did tonight and try to make it better next time.
Yeah, we were talking to Josh. We asked him, with the level of competition that comes to this series, the mindset, you just let the race come to you, or are you trying to push things just a little bit and try to force the other guy to make a lot of mistakes?
These guys are good. They're not going to make any mistakes, so you kind of have to make something happen sometimes. Like I said, I wasn't very good tonight. I just had to drive super hard to stay where I was. I felt like I had probably a 12th to 15th place car, but happy to start up front and get a good qualifying effort. So usually I'm a terrible qualifier, so that helped me out, and just hung around like you said, and got a decent finish out of it.
Yeah, Josh, slide jobs, both you and your brother at the same time. I know you guys were battling each other. That friendly brotherly rivalry there?
Yeah, for sure. When we get on the track, it's just another car. So I want to beat him just as bad as I want to beat all 50 other guys that were in there. So he had trouble getting going on that one restart, and I got a good start and just took advantage of it, and I got in position there.
All right, man. Well, tell us about all your sponsors, and we'll let you go celebrate a fantastic podium run tonight here.
Yeah, thanks. I would just like to thank everybody at Tony Stewart Racing, Drew Neal at 19 Designs, Scott King Designs, SKD. Everybody, like I said, at Tony Stewart Racing, the guys, it's been a lot of fun. We hang out and mess with setups and mess with, just have fun racing. So a lot of fun, and looking forward to what's next.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congratulations again. We look forward to seeing you in the next one.
All right, thanks, Roger.
Third place finisher, Austin Selman. We'll bring him in here. We know he earned it tonight. James Edens, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Like I said, man, you earned it tonight. You come home on the top step of the podium. Talk to us about this entire feature race here. I mean, everybody was chasing you all night.
Yeah, it was good. Got a little worried there. Semmelman's really good on the top there, so just luckily it kind of went away there. Whatever happened in that last restart to him, kind of gave us a breathing room so we could just kind of run our line right through the middle like we were doing. But yeah, Volusia's probably one of the tougher tracks. You got to be on top of your game when you come here.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, and you mentioned it there, when Dylan got to the outside and you guys were side by side there. Not a lot of room to get up on the exits when he's coming off there. Was there just a little bit more bite on the bottom? Because several times we saw you launch off the corner and just get, a couple 3 car lengths just to get slide jobbed again down the next corner. But eventually, were you just going to be able to prevail running down there in the middle and the bottom?
Hopefully, the longer it stayed green, I think probably most of the guys were running up there, so it was getting slicker faster. But yeah, just especially down the backstretch here, the way it's kind of shaped, if you can get down lower in that moisture, you can seem to pull a couple cars on the guys running the top. So we were just using that, and then I heard him to the outside once, so I started running, slide myself in 3 to kind of kill his momentum, and it worked out.
All right, man. Well, another great win for you. I'm sure that's going to lock you definitely into the Invitational at the end of the month, and I'm hearing some good things about that race. A whole lot of interesting facts I can't share with you, but get excited about that. I'm telling you right now. Tell us who helps you get it done out here, man, and we'll let you go celebrate.
I just got to thank Speed Lab, K1 Race Gear, Bell Helmets, LP Partners, HMS Motorsports, Racing Electronics, all the sponsors on the team, and then Brody and all his sponsors, and then you for covering it.
All right, man. Well, a great win. Fantastic job tonight. Congratulations again, and we look forward to seeing you in the very near future.
Thanks, sir.
Your winner tonight, James Edens. Run down through the results here real quickly. Edens wins it. Steinke was second. Austin Semmelman third. Dylan Semmelman fourth. 5th to Logan Rumsey, Michael Sellers 6th, 7th Kendall Tucker 8th, Kevin Hanley, Peyton Grease in 9th, Garrett Pepe at 10th, Vinny Sansone 11th, 12th to Corey Wenzel, Glenn Reinhardt in 13th, Brian Cross 14th, Bryce Lucius was 15th, and David Heileman was 16th. Rusty Kruger and Adam Elby did not even get started in the feature. Great night of racing here. Fantastic fun as usual. I appreciate everybody tuning in, guys. Don't forget tomorrow night, Dirt Slingers, Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw Series, 9 o'clock Eastern, right here live on the Dirt Racing Network. Friday night, 8:30 Eastern, the iRacing Fast Series. That's going to be a 360 series, and those guys are going to run 4 weeks, and whoever the champion at the end of those 4 weeks is Gonna get a chance to ride, and I'm hoping I'm saying this right. It's the Upper Midwest Sprint Series, a 305 car in that series. Gonna get a ride in that. And then on Saturday night, Dirt Slingers celebrating their 3rd birthday. 3 full years of the best dirt racing anywhere. They're going to host a couple of races back like the old days, except for they're not going to do everything manually. They don't want it to take 4 or 5 hours. But they're going to run the same 2 series that started it all off. We're going to drop down into the pits with the guys instead of staying up in the booth that night and kind of cover what's going on in the pits, the chatter, talk to some guys about, some of them have been here since day one, so we're going to talk to them about the evolution and the changes that they've seen and how things have, gotten better. And just give everybody a chance to do a lot of fun things. Probably going to have a few prizes to give away, so don't forget to tune in. We may have some secret words that you'll have to watch for. But that's what's coming up the rest of the week on the channel. Guys, we appreciate it, as always, you taking your time to spend with us. We know everybody can't go out and see dirt racing for real right now, so this is about as good as it's going to get for you. We hope we're doing a good enough job of keeping you entertained. Keep tuning in for us, and we will see you the next time. Until then, for myself, Mike Peterson, and Shea Paulo here at the Dirt Racing Network, everybody keep it dirty. Until next time, good night.